Since his arrival in the Diocese of Springfield in 2014, Bishop Mitchell Rosansky has invited parishioners to increase their efforts to engage high school and college-age Catholics in the life of the Church. Hoping to help the bishop in this goal, 2 diocesan staff members are collaborating on a project to allow young Catholics to use social media to share questions and concerns about their faith. Joining me now to talk more about a new video feature, Faith Time Q&A, are Gina Chervinsky, Director of Catechetics and Youth Formation, and Rebecca Drake, Editor and News Director for Catholic Communications. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, now Rebecca, I think I'll start with you first because you had the idea for this initially. Tell me how you came about with this idea.
A few years ago, I went to some high school religious education classes in my own parish in Munson and an 8th grade religion class at St. Michael's Academy in Springfield. My goal was to talk about Catholic communications and show them some of the things that we do. When I showed them the Catholic Mirror magazine, among the things they were very interested in are the columns Ask Father Joe and Parenting Journey. And they said they would really like to see a similar kind of question and answer column that was geared directly towards their age group. So I eventually went to Gina to ask for ideas, and I was planning to put it in the magazine, but she had a slightly different idea, and I'll let her explain what and why.
Okay, you can go ahead, Gina.
So what I was thinking is the magazine is one forum, but to reach a broader audience, I thought using social media would be the key, because what young person doesn't have a smartphone these days?
Exactly.
So, and knowing we have the new My Parish app, I thought there might be a way to connect this project with that use of that app, and promoting the use of that app and getting it on the phones of our young people. So it's a little dual purpose there. So then we kind of chatted it through and thought, we could do a video series where we had these little segments that, Bishop could do. And then we would use them in conjunction to make like sort of little video catechisms. So they could be used at any time when someone has a question about the faith. They could go pull up our social media account and see just a little video vignette of, something they wanted to learn.
Mm-hmm. That sounds really interesting. Now, what do you see as the issues that maybe a lot of these young people are concerned with, and how do you hope that these issues and concerns will be addressed?
I think a lot of the young people, the kind of questions I think they're going to ask is really, how do you relate faith to life? How do you live out your faith in the world? What is it like, to live that within your school settings, in your work settings? How do you transmit what they've learned, that head knowledge, into the hands and the heart? So how are they really actively engaged in there? So how do they talk about faith, with those around them? How do they share faith and live faith in a culture that isn't so welcoming anymore to Catholics living their faith? So those are the types of questions I expect to see through the app.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that sounds really interesting. And so we have an introduction to Faith Time Q&A to explain a little more.
Hello, my name is Bishop Mitch Rosansky, and I'm here with my friends from the Diocese of Springfield, here to address our young people of high school and college age, to participate in a way of asking questions, of inquiry about our Catholic faith. I know that all of you have your iPhones and different devices by which you communicate with your families and your friends. If you have any questions about our faith, go onto your phone to the My Parish app. You're able to get to Faith Time Q&A, and there you can send in your questions asking about our Catholic faith. Sometimes you may want to share your fears and your hopes, what you can do for the Church and what the Church can do for you. I'm very interested in hearing your opinions and your questions. What I'd ask you to do is to think of what you would like to inquire about in the Catholic Church. And as you ask your questions, do so in a spirit of faith and of knowing that we will try to answer as best we can. And so I'm very happy to be able to have this means of communication in reaching out to you, to our young people of high school and college age. You are the Church today. Your enthusiasm and your energy helps to bring new life to the church. I welcome your questions, your insights, your reflections as we seek to live out our faith in a dynamic way in a challenging world.
All right, well, we look forward to hearing more from our young people on Faith Time Q&A. Thanks so much, Rebecca Drake and Gina Chervinsky, for being with us today.
You're welcome, Sharon.